Okay, good day, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Mitch, I'll get you to unmute yourself there and you can join in.
Hey, Paul.
Excellent. How are things?
Good, good.
Perfect. So we've got a few more people jumping on, and they'll do so as they come on. Just so everybody knows, everybody has been muted. Not that we don't want to hear from you, because we do want to hear from you. It's just that often there's a lot of background noise going on, so it'll interfere with the presentation. So we're going to get started, and we're going to leave any questions that you might have till the very end, and we'll open up the mics so that you can have an opportunity to ask those questions. And the reason for that, again, is just so that we can get through the presentation. Hopefully we answer most of those questions before we get to the end, but we're always welcoming those questions. Mitch and I will be hanging around a little bit afterwards as well, to help out anybody that wants to discuss anything further. Okay. So with that, let's get started. Thank you very much for joining us today at the Pivotal ASA Relationship Marketing webinar with Send Out Cards. Let's have a look here. See if I get my computer going. Beautiful. So just a quick review of who we are. We have Valerie Bizzoni from Send Out Cards. Unfortunately, Valerie just let us know she's not able to make today's webinar, but we do have Mitch. Hey, Mitch.
Hi, everyone.
There she is. Mitch will be doing the actual presentation on Send Out Cards. And of course, myself, Paul Cuttajar from Pivotal Aging Innovations. Just wanted to mention, I think most of the agents on today are accredited senior agents. So this program is really designed for you in mind. Okay. So with Pivotal, as we talk about today's presentation, we've designed it to introduce you to the Send Out Cards program, what it is, how you access it, the costs, and an overview of features. However, because the Pivotal Accredited Senior Agent Program has partnered with Send Out Cards, we also wanted to present specifics on how you can use the Send Out Cards platform within your seniors business, within your real estate business, or your mortgage business. Okay. And with that, I am going to hit you with this bold statement of I failed. So a little background. Some of you know who I am. I've got 13 years in real estate in the Mississauga area. And a couple of years back, we launched Pivotal Aging Innovations. And Pivotal Aging Innovations is the organization that delivers the Accredited Senior Agent Program, the Seniors Mortgage Program, as well as the Master Accredited Senior Agent Program. So with that, the background as to the failure part is how we ended up partnering with Send Out Cards from my experience in real estate. And the short answer is failure. Although I was a successful realtor, I failed in staying in contact with those that loved me. I was trained to always be networking and always be marketing. And there was a tremendous push on developing first page ranking on Google. Now, if you recall, 8, 9, 10, 11 years ago, Google was coming up big time. And even within my office, we actually had groups, training groups, so that we could learn how to dominate first page ranking on Google. And that was really the goal for me at that time. I spent a huge amount of time, energy, and money marketing to the public, to the general public, as most of you do now. The problem with this is that you are attempting to lure in a potential client that is offering you no loyalty, no commitment, no trust, and there's no relationship. Your money has identified someone that you must now develop a relationship with. And as we all know, relationships could be good or bad, but they usually take a lot of time, right? And I'm sure most of you, if I were to unmute everybody right now, you'd be able to pitch in on this, but there is nothing worse than discovering that a past client has listed their house with another agent or signed a mortgage renewal with someone else. Really, really tough pill to swallow when that happens. So I failed in that I took their business for granted. I assumed that they would call me. right? Because I had done business with them, I dropped the ball in not maintaining that relationship because I had assumed that if they needed my services, they would call me. That didn't always happen. I failed because I thought they would not want to hear from me once my job was complete. And I truly felt that way. I thought, why, as a realtor, they're not about to sell their house again. We just got them in a house. Why would they need to hear from me right now? They might need to hear from me in a little while, but not right now. All right. I failed in that I thought they wouldn't move for at least another 7 years. But what I didn't realize with that is that they would face many different life challenges that I was not privy to. Okay. I failed in that I didn't realize that all of life's challenges were the catalyst for a move. I didn't realize that back then. I didn't tell them how important they were. I did my job. I gave them a gift. We're always concerned about, oh, what gift should I give my clients? And I waited to hear how wonderful I was. But I never told them how wonderful they were. Right? I didn't show them how to sell my services to others. Again, I assumed they would tell others, but I was not top of mind after a while. I didn't differentiate between marketing and relationship marketing. So marketing is like speed dating, going through as many people as you can until you get to someone that you think is worthy of a second date. Relationship marketing is working on the relationship long-term, like a marriage. Two totally different things. So now with Pivotal, now that my business is focused on working with like-minded professionals and seniors in transition, I now understand the importance of relationship marketing. When I was first introduced to Send-Out Cards about 10 years ago, I thought I could do it better. I thought I could do the handwritten cards, and we did all of that, but my viewpoint wasn't there with Send-Out Cards 10 years ago. And I didn't do a good job in communicating or building on that relationship. And I wasn't focused on nourishing those relationships. Now that we are focused on that, Send-Out Cards is proving to be a great resource, and I'll continue to expand on how to use it as we go through. Okay. So with that, I just want to give you a little introduction as to where we're coming from, the partnership that we've come up with Send-Out Cards. We're going to now go into the actual presentation for Send-Out Cards, and then we're going to come back and show you how we actually use Send-Out Cards within our business, within our real estate business. So with that, I'd like to flip it over to Mitch. And just bear with us. I'm going to do a stop share, Mitch.
Okay.
All right, and you should go through. There we go. Beautiful.
All right. So I'd like, first of all, thank Paul for inviting me here, and thank you all for coming on. I guess it's 10 a.m. where you guys are, and for me right now it's 8 a.m. I'm in a little town called Golden, British Columbia right now. So a little bit about myself. My name is Mitch Puckett. I have been with Send-Out Cards for approximately 6 years. I'm partnered with my husband, so we do this full time together. The way I was introduced to Send-Out Cards was I was the executive assistant to the vice president of a huge sales organization in Brampton, Ontario. And basically my job was to assist all of the sales reps that we had within the company. So my job was to make sure they had their territories mapped, that they had all the flyers they need, that they, just the whole gamut that they needed is what I did. And one day my boss, who actually worked out of Arizona, so I kind of ran the Canadian operations, called me up and said, Mitch, I want to start a birthday card campaign. I want to start sending our staff birthday cards along with their spouses. So when he first told me that, I thought he was crazy. I'm going to be honest, transparent here. I thought he had a few screws loose because we had a staff of about 300. And I thought, there is no way I am going to be able to manage that. How am I going to be able to manage when these birthday cards go out and that make sure they get it on time, not too late, just the whole thing? I thought I was going to have to hire someone. And then I remembered somebody had tried to introduce send out cards to me in the past, but I just wasn't there at the time. And I went home and I found this person's Christmas card that was still on my mantle. Now, the reason I focus on still on my mantle was because we were now in March. And I left her Christmas card out because it had a beautiful picture of her family on top. So just think of the shelf life that that card got as opposed to other kinds of cards or whatever. So I picked up that card and on the back was her branding. So I put that link into the system and that's what I fell in love with. I fell with the contact management system. Now I know a lot of industries have their own contact management system, but Send Out Cards works really well in tying all that together. So I was able to input everybody's information in there and the system was going to send the birthday cards for me. So I could just set it all up once a year and then the birthday cards were going to go out for the entire year and I wasn't have to worry about it. I could upload my boss's handwriting, signatures, all that kind of stuff, which made it very personal. I could also go and grab pictures and put them on there. And once I started doing birthday cards, it kind of evolved because then I started doing it for top sales of the month, rookie of the month, just using it internally to boost morale. And it worked out perfectly. Then the sales reps were coming to me and saying, hey, Mitch, that's a really great tool you're using and we're mandated to send out thank you notes. Why can't we use the system as well? When all that started happening, I realized that I was sitting on a gold mine per se, and I had a great opportunity here to really expand and expand my knowledge in relationship marketing and how all this worked. So that's when I became a distributor of Send Out Cards. Again, that was about 6 years ago. I've managed to take this, to a casual part-time thing to a part-time thing. And now my husband and I travel all over the country, as Paul knows, in our RV, just kind of teaching relationship marketing. I really had a big segment here on relationship marketing and what it's all about. But Paul, you hit the nail on the head on that one. I mean, I don't think I can surpass what you talked about and what you said. That's exactly it. I'm just going to go into a quick story about that as it relates to realtors because so prior to me living in the Brampton, Mississauga area, I lived in Sudbury. So Sudbury, Ontario, which is a little bit north quite a bit north for those of you that don't know. And when I moved to Southern Ontario, I had to sell my house. But I was already living in Southern Ontario at the time. So I contacted a realtor. I think I found him on Google as per what you talked, Paul. And I say him, but I'm not really that sure. He sold my house, which was great. I sold it quickly. Everything went off without a hitch. He provided me good service. It went well. But if I look back to that, which was about 13 years ago, I don't even remember the company I dealt with. I don't know if it was Remax, Century 21, Sutton, I have no idea.
It was probably me.
Pardon me?
I said it was probably me.
Yeah, it could be. But I really have no idea. And maybe this particular person, this realtor, thought, well, why would I keep in touch with her? She lives in Mississauga or Brampton, and I'm in Sudbury, Ontario, which is like a 5-hour drive distance. Why would I keep in touch with her? But in the meantime, my parents have sold a house. My brother has sold and bought a house. My son is about to buy a house. My sister-in-law has sold and bought a house in all that time. Had he kept in touch with me, you don't think that maybe I could have referred him a little bit of business? So maybe not me per se, but I could have definitely. So what kind of income has he lost because he didn't even reach out to me once a year? Mm-hmm. Nothing. Right? He didn't gain anything. And a lot of people tell me you should calculate those numbers, Mitch, and say it, but I really have no idea how that works. So that's why I don't. But the bottom line is he wouldn't have had to do much work to keep in touch with me. And we don't know what would have happened had he. But now I don't even remember where he is. Mm-hmm. And this summer, actually, I did about 6 presentations in Sudbury, Ontario at different realtor offices, and nobody admitted it was them. So I'm still not sure if he's even in the business, to be honest. I say he because I think it's a he, but anyways. But anyways, that's my story. So now I'm going to introduce you guys to send out cards in the platform. Many of you, like Paul, probably may be introduced to it a while back. But in the last year, as Paul knows, there's been huge changes within the organization, as well as within the platform. So just recently, Send Out Cards has invested $10 million into this new platform in order to make sure that it stands the test of times and keeps going. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys quickly how to send a card. So I think you guys can all see my screen here.
Yes.
I'm just going to go here. I got to move this so I can see the other one. So here it is. So here's the screen. So the first screen that we're on right now is called the card catalog. So you'll notice here all the different categories of cards. There's custom cards, there's featured cards, birthday cards, celebration. Now, Send Out Cards within its system has about 20,000 cards available that you can select from. There's different types of cards. This one here is what we call a photo drop card. I always say if you see strangers on a card, it means that you can put your own people on it. Okay, so basically you would just drop your own picture on that card and it would be you guys in there. Then we have the regular stock cards. So regular stock cards are basically like this one here, where there's just a front and you can edit whatever you want on the inside. One of the great features with Send Out Cards is that once we pick the card, we can do what we want with the outside. I mean, how many times do we go to Shoppers and we stand in front of the card and we like the front, but we don't like the inside, or we like the inside and we don't like the front? With Send Out Cards, you can change all of that. Okay, and we also have build your own cards here. So build your own is basically where we build a card from a complete blank canvas. You can select the front, the inside, and the back. And I always focus on the back, and I tell you guys that that's where your marketing comes in. So when Paul was talking and he talked about the fact that we, he focused on marketing too much. Well, in relationship marketing, we say that you need to focus on relationships 80% of the time and the marketing 20% of the time. So if you look at a greeting card concept, 80% of your card should be all about the person that you're sending to. So the person that you're sending the card to, the family, the whatever. On the back of the card is where you can subtly put your branding. And that's a very important piece. Listen, we're not here to say that you should just focus on relationships and not marketing at all. Listen, marketing is important in anybody's business. And if you put that just subtly on the back of your card, it's just like when my friend sent me that card and it stayed on my mantle for months and months and months. That was marketing for her. Everybody who came in my house were always drawn to that card and said, oh, is that Penny and her family? Oh my God, that's so nice. They always turn the back of the card. Oh, Penny's a speaker now? Oh my God, that's so cool. Right? So it's just a way of marketing, and I can guarantee you that a greeting card will get a lot longer shelf life than any card you can imagine, any business card, right? What happens to the business cards? They probably end up in a shelf or somewhere in a box. I'm just looking at my desk right now, and my husband has a pile just sitting beside his computer. Right? That's what happens. With Send Out Cards and the branding, the 20%, so the little bit of branding on the back of the card, the shelf life on your marketing is much bigger than any billboard you could ever imagine. So that's what's important here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys how to send a card. Okay? It's really quick and it's really easy. Keep in mind that what we're doing here is on the computer, but you can easily do all this from your phone as well. So we have an app. It runs quick. It takes about 2 minutes. So here I'm going to take this one. It's one of my favorites. So it's loading it. And here you'll see, okay, I can look at the inside. It says thank you. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to click customize here. There's a 2 panels, so we have different options. We now have flat cards. So a flat card is basically just that. It's a 5x7 card. The great thing about the flat card is that it ends up in an envelope as well, which means it has 100% open rate. I'm very confident on saying 100% because I dare you to think of the time where you received a 5x7 envelope addressed to you, personally addressed to you, that you didn't open. I guarantee you open it. So a flat card is in an envelope. A lot of realtors will use that for save the date, farming, different things, open houses, that kind of stuff. So they're really, really popular. We have the 2-panel card, which is a regular standard card that you get at Hammark. You know, you open it up. We have the 3-panel, gives you a little bit more real estate to do more stuff with. We have the 8x10, a little bit of an upcharge on that one, but it's where you get a really big impact. So it's an 8x10. I use that one a lot for pictures. So I have some realtors, friends that use that and put the sold sign and the picture of the house on it. And then people can actually frame that. And then we have the regular postcard, which is a 4x6 that you can send out, regular postcard. We really don't recommend those, and probably Send Out Cards doesn't want me to say that, but I don't recommend those because they're not classified as first-class mail within Canada, and they actually take longer to arrive, and they go through a different sorting process, which makes them get smeared often. So just to let you know about postcards, that's how that works. Then we have different paper types. We have the standard, which is the glossy. I'm going to be honest here. That's the one I use 99.9% of the time. It's great. It's beautiful for pictures. It works fabulous. Then we have the satin and the pearl. So those are a little bit upgrades. But for today, I'm going to go through 2-panel and standard, and I'm going to click next. So now you're going to see here the front of the card is going to come up. It's a little slow here just because I'm on Wi-Fi and the internet connection, but basically it's really quick. So now we have the front of the card. I'm going to click inside. Here I can select these layouts, which is really great because you can put pictures in here, create collages, do all kinds of stuff. You can change the background. You can do all that kind of stuff. But for time today, I'm not going to put any pictures here. But here I'm going to write a special little note. So I'm going to select here. Here I can select the size of my font, the type of the font I want. You'll notice here I have personal one, so that's my own personal handwriting if I wanted to use it. All the different fonts, the different colors. Here we have first name, last name, spouse name. Those are actually mail merge features. So if you're sending one card, let's say a Christmas card, you're sending that Christmas card to your clients, but you really want to personalize them, you can actually put their first name within the card, and every single card sent out will have the first name of the person that you're being sent to. Another great feature here is the signatures. So here you'll notice all the signatures that I have uploaded in the system. So I'm going to just write a cute little message here. So Paul, thank you so much for inviting me today to speak to your group. Looking forward to working with you within the next, no, I don't like that. I'm just gonna write that. So here, I'm gonna change this to make sure that it's spelled properly. And I'm gonna put my signature, Mitch. I'm gonna highlight that, make it a little bigger, highlight the rest. I always use envelope hand because I like it, looks like I wrote it. And if I were my husband, I'd make it blue. Okay, so then I just click here, next. Here's my branding on the back of the card. I click next again. It's creating my order. So I'm gonna look Paul up here. And there he is. I'm gonna click done. So there he is. And then I'm gonna do something a little special here. And I'm gonna add a book because this is a really good book. And you'll see here, so we have all kinds of gifts as well. So it's not just greeting cards. We can add brownies and cookies and all kinds of stuff. But for Paul here, I really want to add this book. So I'm going to click add gift. So there we go. We have the card. And we have my return address. We have the recipient and we have the gift. So now it's just saving now. It's going to take 2 seconds. And once that's done, I will click ready to send. It's telling me my card is free. So notice here, it's free. I have the book and the shipping, and then I go down here and I click send. And that's it. I have just sent out a card. That's simple. I can do it on here. I can do it on my phone. It's really that simple. So now I'm going to go a little bit down. I want to talk to you guys about 3 types of cards. So we have heartfelt cards, we have group send cards, and we have schedule card sends. So a heartfelt card is what I just did. I sent Paul a thank you for inviting me to this meeting today. I browse Facebook every single day, find a reason to celebrate someone. I put their picture or something in a card and I send that. That's a heartfelt card, a sympathy card, pet sympathy card. Congratulations on the graduation. We just had Halloween. I don't know how many people I sent a flat card to of their child in their costume, and on the back just wrote, because sometimes things need to be in print because people don't print pictures anymore. Keep in mind that the card that I just did is 5x7, fits perfectly in a frame. That's a heartfelt card. Then we have group send. So a group send is one card to multiple people, right? So that would be like a Christmas card, Thanksgiving card, family day card. Maybe you want to send out an invitation or an invitation to an open house, whatever. That is a group send. So one card to multiple people. Then we have schedule sends. So schedule sends are what I call post-dated sends. So the birthday cards that I talked about, that I did with the business, those are scheduled sends. I told the system, make sure all these birthday cards go out, and the system was going to do it for me. That's a scheduled send. Another way to use scheduled sends are actually what we call campaigns. Now, Paul really wanted me to talk about campaigns, so I'm going to do that. What a campaign is basically where you go in and you save a card, and you send that card to multiple people. Or you can do a drip campaign. So you can go in and create, let's say you want to make sure you stay top of line, like that realtor should have done with me. You want to send 5 cards a year. You can go in and create those 5 cards and tell the system, send those cards at specific times. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video on that. Just give me a sec. Yeah, this one here.
This video, we will show you a little more about our campaign store. Campaigns are an exciting feature of our send-out card system that you can have saved and ready to go to an individual or a group in a few simple steps. You can create your own campaigns, or you can purchase campaigns that are pre-designed for you with inside messages. When you're in the campaign store, the first thing you will see is the Essentials Pack. The Essentials Pack includes 2 of our most popular features bundled together: the First Impressions cards and the handwriting font and signatures. Normally $49 alone, the handwriting font and signatures gives you the amazing ability to have your own handwriting made into a font and have your personalized font put into your account along with your signatures. The First Impressions cards, normally $99, is a series of beautifully designed campaign cards in both black and white on our upgraded paper with preset messages. These are for the 3 most important things that businesses need: a way to say thank you, nice to meet you, and we look forward to doing business with you. When purchasing these things together in the Essentials Pack, it is only $99 total. Below, you will see a ribbon for all the different niche industries we offer campaigns in. You can simply scroll across and select the industry you're interested in, or you can scroll down to see the campaigns available also by niche. These campaigns are professionally designed cards with messages already written for you. Each campaign is viewable with a simple click. You will see the cards in the campaign, the send intervals, and by clicking on each card, the preset message. You won't have to waste your time worrying about what card designs to pick, what messages to write, or what occasions to send the cards on. We have done all of that for you. Each campaign comes with a series of cards with predetermined send timeframes. Imagine you have a customer that buys something from you and you want to stay top of mind with them. These campaigns are already set up to automatically send anyone you choose the selected series of cards with a click of the send button. You can edit the message on the cards or even the time frames you wish them to go out, or you can simply use what is provided for a quick solution. The cards in the campaigns are set for occasions such as thank you, birthday, keeping in touch, holiday, and more. Each campaign is available for purchase at the a la carte option, but with our Elite and Elite Plus packages, you can get unlimited access to the campaigns in the campaign store for an entire year, plus the Essentials Pack with the handwriting and signatures and first impression cards. This means that you can add any campaign you wish to your account. And even after that year, you keep all the campaigns you downloaded. We know you'll love this option as the offerings provide you with the maximum tools to keep in touch throughout the year.
Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Sorry about that, guys. Oh. All right. So there you go. So there you have the campaign store. What I want to do real quick is I just want to show you guys the realtor niche that she was talking about. I hope everybody's following so far and that it's not too much information. I know there's a lot here. So I'm just going to go here. You'll notice all the different. So, you know, some people are in mortgages, some finances. I'm just going to find real estate. They're all alphabetical here. So real estate. So here you'll have, you know, thank you for purchase. There's 3 touches, 5 touches. Thank you. I'm just going to go look at this one here.
I think you're in the retail one. Yeah, you're in retail sales, bitch.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yep.
Okay.
Back up one. It's the one before it. See, somebody's got to keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah. Thank God.
So just while you're doing that, so what we want to show you here is if you didn't want to do the cards yourself and you didn't want to do those campaigns yourself, which you can, they have the programs here. So as a realtor, as a mortgage broker, as a finance person, you can actually come in and purchase these campaigns. Okay, so that's what we're showing you here.
So here you have them here. So here's the immediate 3-month, 12-month. I have the screen in front of me there that can't really, there we go. So birthday and then December 1st. So you can change those however you want. But once you add a contact to this, they will get all 5 cards within that year. And the paper type here is Pearl. And you can go in and change all that stuff for you. Okay, so that's basically how it works. So we have 2 full-time graphic designers that work on cards all the time, and they actually take our suggestions as well. So if there's stuff that you guys want, you can actually put stuff in there as well. So we professionally design these all the time. Okay, so that's the campaign store. Is that good, Paul?
That's great.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go back here. So now I know the big question you guys are asking is the cost. So I'm gonna walk through you guys the cost. There is a video, but I prefer to just talk you guys through it a little more. So we have 4 different plans, I guess you would say, with Sendo cards. So the first one is the free plan. So it's the basic. So basically, that's exactly what it is. There's no monthly subscription on that. It's a $0 a month, but you pay per card that you send. So it'd be $2.75 per card plus postage. If you send to a group of 20 or more, it'd be $2.25. You'll pay full retail price on all the gifts. And if you want to build your own cards or do photo drop cards, you're gonna pay an extra $1. So those would be $3.75. It also gives you the limited relationship management. So when I say limited is it doesn't allow you to save the birthdays and go in and edit. The contact manager, you can put people in groups. You know, you could add birthdays, anniversaries. We always say most people in business put the anniversary of the date of the transaction. You know, those kinds of things. So that's really limited on the basic. Let's face it, it's like any other plan or any other program that you're in. The basic gives you the basic and really not really anything enhanced. It's basically a pay-as-you-go. So someone that would send maybe a card or 2 a month or a card or 2 a year. That's what that is. The enhanced is $17 a month. It gives you a discount on the cards, but the great thing with the 17 is that it includes all the cards. So you're not paying a premium if you're putting pictures in a card anymore. It's $2.25 a card, $2 if you're sending to a group. It gives you a discount on the gifts, and it gives you unlimited access to the relationship management system. So unlimited access to that. You can use it all you want, and you can send campaigns, you can do all that kind of stuff. The most popular package, and the reason it's highlighted here is because that's the one I'm on, is the $97 a month. That is I really want you guys to focus here, because remember I talked unlimited, I talked about heartfelt cards. Those are really the cards that will expand your network like you've never seen before. You can go out to as many networking meetings as you want, but there's really no personal connection when you're meeting those people. But it's important to do that. The heartfelt card, the sympathy card, the congratulation, the Halloween picture cards, those are the cards that will increase your network 10 times fold and will build those relationships that you need in order to increase your business. With the 97, you get unlimited heartfelt single card sends, including stamps, for free. So that means that you can send 300 cards a month, as long as they are the heartfelt single card sends, you know, like different cards, you know, with different messages inside. You can send as many of those as you want. I know that my husband and I send about 4 to 5 a day minimum. Like I said yesterday, I mean, the amount, or the day before, the amount of Halloween pictures I send out were amazing. And of course, you have to realize the reaction I'm going to get on that. So with the $97, you get unlimited single card sends for free. Other cards, so the schedule sends or the group sends, those are $1.75 a card plus postage. You get a 30% discount on the gifts. It includes all card types. It gives you unlimited storage. It also gives you loyalty rewards. So a loyalty reward is basically they give you 10 group sends a month for free. So you can send 10 of one card to 10 people for free every single month. Now the enterprise package, the $147 a month, I toggle back and forth between those two. So next month I'm going to go back on the $147. So that one gives you everything the 97 gives you, except that it gives you 100 free cards towards group sends per month. So the reason I'm going to go that probably in the next month or so is because, of course, holidays are coming and I'm going to want to send Christmas cards out. So that's going to give me the ability. So for an extra $50, I'll be able to send 100 of those group send cards. So one card to multiple people throughout the month. All I'll have to do is pay postage on that. Now those renew every single month, so you use it or lose it kind of thing, but it also gives you the loyalty of rewards of 10 group sends a month, which actually gives you 110 if you really want to look at it that way. Now we have 2 new packages. And Paul, I'm not sure you're aware of these because they were just launched. We have, remember I talked about scheduled sends. So those campaigns that we talked about, those would be scheduled sends, right? So we didn't have a package for that, but now we do. We have 2. So we have the Elite and the Elite Plus. So for $625, you can have 500 scheduled sends for an entire year. So that means that you can send 500 of those campaign cards for free plus postage for the entire year, and it gives you unlimited access to the campaign store. So I don't know if you noticed, but those campaigns I showed you, they're, you know, anywhere between $135 and up. So this gives you access, so you can have all the realtor campaigns, all of them for this price. 12 months of use. It gives you the essential pack. So it also gives you your handwriting font and signature. Wow. And so it gives you all of that for an entire year. So you have to be on a subscription, any one of them, but this is an add-on. These are great options. I mean, I've purchased one just because I send a lot of birthday cards and those are my scheduled sends. But it's just, and then you can do all you want with it. The Elite Plus is a little bit more. It's the exact same thing, but it gives you 1,000. So when you do it this way, the math on the Elite Plus brings your cards down to, instead of $175, brings them down to 93 cents when you do it this way. So that's just something to keep in mind on. I know this is a lot of information, guys, but please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions about this to clarify. I know it's a presentation and it's kind of mind-boggling a little bit, but basically that's it. So that's send out cards. That's what it's all about. Paul, if you go to Paul's website, which is pivotalcards.ca, correct, Paul?
Correct. We're gonna post We'll post it at the end.
Yeah, all that information is on there, and you also have the chance, if you want, you can send a free card through that. So you can try the system for yourself and see if you like it. So you have that option as well. And basically, that's my presentation. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Paul's going to put my information at the end there.
Awesome. Thanks, Mitch. So that's the presentation on actual send out cards. We're going to continue this webinar so that we can actually show you how we're using it within our business. Okay. So just bear with us here. Mitch, we had 2 questions.
Okay.
And I thought we should get to them before we get onto another topic.
Yep.
One of the questions was, why was the shipping $13?
The shipping on a book within Canada is $13. So if you put a book go to the post office and try and ship a book, that's what it's going to be. Right. So you know, right now Send Out Cards is running a promotion on that particular book that I sent you, and it's 2 pennies for the book. So, but the shipping on it is $13. So when you send gifts, you also have to pay shipping.
Right. So just to be clear, because I think the question was, why is the shipping $13? Maybe they didn't realize that Mitch actually sent me a card and a gift.
Yes.
Okay. So it's the gift, it's the actual shipping cost of that book. That's the $13.
Yeah. And okay. The card that I sent you, because it was part of my unlimited heartfelt cards, I didn't pay for that or the postage on that card.
Right. Okay. And then the other question was, so for the campaign, it's $135 per person?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Sorry. Per person. I thought the person, no, it's $135. Then you get the campaign and it's yours for as long as you use it. So it's not every time you send it out. No.
Oh, I see. So you're basically buying that campaign. It goes into your saved
in your saved campaign,
and then you can keep reusing that. Okay.
Yep.
So you're basically paying a one-time fee to have access to it.
Yep.
Right. Cool. Okay. Okay. I think that's the last of those questions right there. Let me get back to my side. Here we are here. And can you see the screen?
Yep.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so like I said, continuing on that, there was a lot of information there. When I was first presented Send Out Cards and I saw that presentation, I was like, okay, well, that's way too much. And then I freaked out when I saw the price of each card. And I said, okay, there's no way this is going to work for me. But you may be thinking the same thing. You may already be users of Send Out Cards. You may have already been presented the program and just haven't pulled the trigger on it. This section of the webinar is more of a personal viewpoint on how we are working with Send Out Cards. Okay, so again, coming from a realtor's perspective or a mortgage broker's perspective, just add your industries into this this portion. So on the screen, we've got new relationship builders. Typically, we send out open house cards, just listed cards, just sold, get a free market evaluation, discover how refinancing can put money back in your pocket, house rich, cash poor, discover your options when life throws a curveball. I like to use very different statements and images whenever I do my marketing that way. But I know that a lot of realtors, especially, they guys basically send out the same thing, and that doesn't put you in a differentiating position. Okay, and we're even going to talk about the postcards that are typically sent out. But on this sheet, what I've done is unlike marketing systems that typically target acquiring new customers, this program, Send Out Cards, is designed to build and nurture your newly formed or existing relationships. Okay, this is basically a sharpened tool in your toolbox. Now, Mitch has gone over the costs, but I wanted to break that down further so you can understand how to use it and leverage this system to work within your budget. Okay, and I am not one to spend a lot of money unnecessarily, so I'm always interested in how can I make this really work for me. Okay, so on the left side of the screen, I've taken 2 examples from 2 very popular stationery providers. I'm sure we've all used them. And let's say we were going to use 100 postcards, okay? And we were going to send out those postcards for an open house or just listed or something like that, or just sold, okay? That type of postcard. So what would you do, and then what would that cost? So in the examples, we show a price of $35, which is the top left red circle from one supplier. And another one is at 105, discounted to $80. It's actually 78, 74, but let's just round it off to 80 bucks for simplicity. So you can either choose a generic image, or perhaps they allow you to use a custom image. You need to choose a postal code or a postal walk. And if you've done this before, you know that some areas will take more than one postal walk, right? And if that's the case, then you won't be able to get those postcards out to that entire street, okay? You'll need to pay for postage, of course. And some suppliers offer a deal, some of the postage is offered as a deal within your brokerage or your business. So if you actually go to your broker and say, if you haven't done this already, if you say, I want to send some cards out, do we have a discounted postage rate? Your brokerage might give you their pricing, okay? But they might not. At the very least, you might be able to send these 100 cards out for $1 each at very, very best. That's not even really covering the postage, okay? So just for this one event, it would cost you over $100, okay? It would actually cost you over $100 to do so, okay? But with send out cards, you could produce 100 postcards directly mailed with the addresses, owner's name, and all within the monthly fee of the 97 US package. And you get all the additional relationship building marketing opportunities. So when I discovered that I was able to do that, I thought, okay, well, if I did one quote unquote campaign every month, it would cost me at least $100 to do it. But I want to do more than that because I want to build on my relationship marketing side. So now within my 97 US package, I'm actually doing about $250 to $300 worth of marketing. So for me, it was a no-brainer. I just thought, okay, finally we're here, and now I understand how that part of the system works. So it's going to work for me. Okay. So typically, they don't tell you all of this. We're sharing this with you because of you being an ASA or an SMP. And there's really interesting ways that you can actually use this. And I'm going to share some of those right now. So here are a few examples of how to use send out cards. This is, I would say, 95% custom designed for a one-on-one impact towards relationship marketing. And I say that it's a 95% custom design because these are my images. This is the way I would do things. I'm very pragmatic with things. So I'm always interested in pricing. Does it make sense? Is it personal? And is it different from everybody else? Okay, so if I'm sending out, come visit me at the open house, I am not using just a stock open house card. I'm going to probably take a picture of that house, put myself in the front of it with for sale, and then that becomes my image. So it becomes very personal. When we do it this way, now you're building on the relationship side of things. Okay, so I've just got 8 images that I've pulled up here from cards that I've sent out, or postcards that I've sent out. The first one is the sale of a seniors couple's home. As you can see, that's me and my sign and my seniors couple. I took the photo when we posted the sold sign, so we had just done it. And you can actually see the wife is actually holding the sold sign. Okay, so this becomes very personal for them. So took the photo with my cell phone, my iPhone, and while I was in my car using my iPhone app, I created and sent this card. So by the time I had actually left the street, the card was on its way. So they were going to get it within the week. Okay. The fact that they now get a very personal card or a postcard or Mitch, I forget what you call it, the single-sided card. That's an impact. That's an impact to them. Okay. I don't want you to think of this as sending birthday cards or Thanksgiving cards. They have that, and that's what they're based on. But what we're showing you here is how to specifically use it for your niche. Okay. The second one, this was interesting. So this was a first-time home buyer client that I failed to stay in touch with for over 4 years. So 4 years plus ago, I worked with them, first-time home buyers. We bought the house, wonderful. They didn't even have kids at the time. He had posted a Facebook update stating that he had purchased an electric BMW in the hopes of making his new daughter's future brighter. How sweet is that? So I snatched the photo from Facebook. I created the card right there and then, and I sent it, right? The amazing part, after 4 years, 1 month after him receiving the card, Kelly, my wife, and I were having dinner with them at their place. So it was as if we've just reignited the relationship just by doing that. So again, the example is, I want you to start thinking outside of the box, stupid cliche, but outside of the box, as to it's not just about cards, it's about how you make it personal to them. Okay. Number 3, with the couple up top, if you're farming a neighborhood, okay, and we're going to show you this on how to do this later on in the presentation. You're going to identify a street that you want, identify the owner's name and addresses, and send out individual cards. Now, the system allows you to do this. You just need to know how to do it. Okay. And basically, you're not sending a, hey, I'm your realtor. Come, if you ever decide to sell, call me. That's not what we're doing. You're actually, in this image, the image says smaller home, bigger vacations. And we're targeting older adults in transition. So we want to locate the older adults who might be contemplating that move, downsizing, so that they can upsize their lifestyle. Okay, which is one of our slogans. Number 4, I met Mrs. Anderson from the Ian Anderson House Hospice. Okay, she had held an event. She was there. We took a selfie. I took that selfie and I sent it to the hospice. And I know that it's pinned up in the office. Okay. On the back of all of these cards is my personal information, right? Paul Cuttajar, iPro Realty, Pivotal Aging Innovations, Senior Transitions. You can put whatever you want on there, whatever your logo is, your contact information. It's always on the back side of the card once you set it up. Okay. Number 5, I met these folks through an open house. They came in, they sat down, we chit-chatted. It was a really good feeling. They filled out the visitor sheet, right? And once the open house settled down a bit, I used Stratus and GeoWarehouse to confirm the address and names, because we all know that they're not necessarily telling us the truth all the time. I scraped a photo of their home from Google, and I sent them a pleasure meeting you card right there during the open house. I did it on my phone while I was waiting for the next people to come in. Okay. Now I'm open to further follow-ups. Right. It's a great way to do that intro. I can guarantee you nobody has sent them a card like that. And they are not going to throw that card out until they sell that house, at least. Because the picture is their house. And who's on it? It's me. I have my mugshot on there. Okay. The final one, sorry, number 6, not the final one. I had heard that these couples were going to Mexico for holidays. I had this photo of my dog, which we put the little sombrero on, and I just happened to have that photo. And I used it to wish them a great trip, right? And as you can see, the dog is saying, did someone say we're going to Mexico? It's silly, it's stupid, whatever it is, but they called me and they laughed. They said, oh my God, what a great card. That's hilarious. Okay. The fact that they called me on it means that it worked. All right. Going back to farming, number 7, I created this postcard and sent it to a street that I was interested in. And basically I offered, if they had questions about real estate, they were welcome to come and share a free coffee with me. Right. Number 8, I emceed a seniors event, and we had several winners. We got their information, and I sent the winners a selfie card. So each winner got a card like that, which I'm sure as a senior, they probably pinned that to their fridge, or they've had it on their counter, or wherever. Right. Number 9. Do I have a number 9? No, I don't have a number 9. But your database could hear from you about house purchases, anniversaries, birthdays. Scrape a photo and send it to them. No one prints anymore. So when you send a photo and it's printed and they get it in a card and it's a 5x7, they're happy to post it in a 5x7 frame, right? So now there's a sticky factor to that. Okay. If you don't know their birthdays and you're not interested in, calling them to find out, Facebook identifies their birthdays. So if you're friends with them, or even if you creep on their wall, you might be able to find their birthdays. Okay. And it also shows or identifies milestones. So go ahead and use that information and send them a card. Either rebuild the relationship or begin to build that relationship. And as Mitch mentioned, at the $97 package, these are free cards when you send them this way. If the card is your image, your content, it's a no charge. Okay. A big one that I didn't realize was pet sympathy cards. Pet owners, it's not the right word to use here, but love when you acknowledge sympathy towards the passing of their pet. It's very special to them. And I realized this when our puppy, our dog, finally passed. And what I even did was I took a photo that we had, and I sent a pet sympathy card to my wife. Of course, she cried and the whole bit. That card is now in a frame. Right. So again, they can use them as photos. Okay. Basically, what you're trying to do here is create a sticky factor. Right. All of our magnets, the postcards, the cooking schedule, the measuring magnetic things that we all put out, those are all very generic, and I get it, and we've all been doing it, and maybe you shouldn't stop doing it. But what I'm interested in is the sticky factor. And that sticky factor is, if I send a potential client or a client a relationship marketing piece, and it has their face or something that's important to them on that image, they are going to hang on to it. They may toss it in the drawer. It may end up in the photo album, but chances are it's not going to end up in the garbage. Right? Mitch, you mentioned on those flat cards, not the postcard, but the flat cards, they come in an envelope, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you sent out 100 open house postcards, chances are that may not even make it to the kitchen table. It will make it to the recycling bin because they see it immediately. They're not interested at the time, and they'll chuck it. And they'll also curse you because you and every other realtor is doing the same thing. However, if you send them an open house card in a sealed envelope with their name and address on it, even if they throw it out, they have to open it. And Mitch mentioned that. So the open rate, I can't say for sure it's 100%, but it'd be pretty darn close to 100%. At least they're looking at it. Okay. All right, so I've been talking to a lot of realtors. This has happened myself. I've done this as well. And it's basically reasons why they don't use something like this, relationship marketing. Some folks have said, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time to sit there, make my pictures, my cards, get their addresses, send them out, and blah, blah, blah. My opinion on that is you should be blocking off time for database updating. You should be blocking off time for database building, as well as time for follow-ups from the previous week. And if you're not doing that, you're missing a huge opportunity. Now, if you physically don't have the time because you're a big time realtor and these little things just don't, you don't have enough time for it, you can get a team player, or if you have an assistant, this could easily be assigned for them, as they would probably already have this within their job description. Okay. But point is, you can either do it or you don't do it. We're okay if you don't do it. We're just offering you through our pivotal program the opportunity to see how to use this. Okay. Another comment is, my clients prefer handwritten cards. You know what? If that works for you, fantastic. Keep doing it, because whatever's working, stay with whatever's working. Don't stop whatever's working, right? We hope we have identified several other uses that perhaps a handwritten card simply can't effectively reach. There is no way you could do 100 handwritten cards to an open house invite. I dare you to. Okay, I dare you to. Christmas is coming up, right? I'm already dreading writing Christmas cards. And my wife will tell you this every year. I'm like, oh, let me get my list out again. Then I got to add more people to that list. And now I've got that many more people I got to send a Christmas card out. Maybe they don't celebrate, whatever. I just don't like handwriting them. Right? It takes me to, there's no enjoyment in it for me. But if it works for you, do it, or don't do it. We're okay with that. All right. Some people have said I already have a marketing program. Again, if it's working for you, great. Don't give it up. Does Send Out Cards offer a greater reach at a more affordable cost? And that's something that you need to look at. Maybe this is just one of the tools that you would add in your marketing program. Okay. And when you work it in the examples that I've offered to you, it's not any more expensive, because it all fits within that monthly fee. Okay. You don't have to move up in it. You don't have to be paying that much more for the cards. You don't have to send a gift. If you want to do that, the system is there for you. Use it. Just leverage what they've offered you. Okay. All right. This next section is farming with Send Out Cards. And this really kind of focuses in on the senior market side of things with real estate. There are several courses and seminars on farming, and we're not here to teach you how to farm. So we're already assuming you know how to farm an area. But earlier in my career, I took an excellent course on farming. It was extremely extensive and thorough, and it involved door knocking as well. So it was a great learning skill. But through that, I learned how to use Stratus. I learned how to use public records and Geo Warehouse, enabling me to identify possible niche markets, as well as the address, the owner's names at a particular property, or in our case, the street. We're trying to identify the question of, where do I find seniors? Where can I start farming where seniors are? Okay. And this process that I'm going to go through is a quick example of how you can identify a greater chance of having older adults on a street. Okay. Now, if you are a pivotal ASA and you're working in the senior business, the need to identify who might be of age within your niche market, there are several ways of doing that. You can actually go door knocking, and that's a great way of doing it. Introduce yourself and physically meet the people to see if they fit your niche. But there's issues right now with door knocking. People don't want to do it. People have forgotten how to do it. People think that they're bothering people. People that you're knocking doors on think that you're bothering them because you're a realtor. So that physical door knocking piece is still there. If nobody's doing it, it's a great way for you to get out in the community. You just need to present yourself in a manner that they want to receive you. Okay. But you can also log on to Geo Warehouse. Now in Geo, as you know, you can choose your street of interest, but you have to systematically begin to build your marketing database one property at a time. One of the key results you're interested in is the last date of transaction. Okay. If an owner moved in at an age of 50, and the last transaction was 15 years ago, what does that tell you? Most likely they're going to fit your niche. You now know the name, the address, and a lot of other pertinent information. Another key result you might be looking for is if there is a change in title where one name has been removed. So amongst other reasons as to why that might happen, it may also indicate that the owner is now a widow or a widower. Now, I'm not saying you need to be an ambulance chaser here. That's not what we're going after, but these are indicators within our system that will help you identify a street or a neighborhood that you can start marketing to. Okay. Continuing with the seniors real estate piece, if you're wondering which areas have a lot of seniors in it, locate a retirement home. Now, we do a lot of work with Pivotal, with retirement homes and consultants and placements and that type of thing. If there's a retirement home in your community or in your area, that retirement home has spent a lot of money, a lot of time and research in identifying the community. They are not going to put that kind of money into a place where the catch basin isn't sufficient to give them enough business. So if you can locate a retirement home in your neighborhood, maybe pick 10 streets, 15 streets out from that home, chances are those are where seniors are. Okay, that immediately gives you an opportunity to start marketing to them. Okay, I hope that made sense. If you can identify enough property owners that fit your niche market, you can now begin to build your database and plan a marketing strategy. Okay, and you're literally going to go home to home to home to home on GeoWarehouse, and you're going to build a database. Okay, and that database would include the full address so that you can mail to them. You'll have a name, and you'll identify roughly how long they've been there. Okay, and then you can market to them what it is that you're trying to, that message that you're trying to deliver to them. Okay. All right, so that should be a lot of information for you at this point. We're not here to push this upon anybody. We've now discovered how we can leverage send out cards. So our relationship with them has come forth through Pivotal, and we're offering this presentation to the Pivotal ASA SMPs and the Master Accredited Senior Agents. So if you are interested, or if you need more questions answered, if you want to speak to one of us, I prefer if you spoke to Mitch. Her contact information is there on the screen. If you're ready to go, if you're somebody that's been thinking about this for quite some time, just haven't pulled the trigger yet, you can simply go to www.pivotalcards.ca, and you'll come to our landing page. In there, you'll see Pivotal, Chris and Paul, or Paul and Chris. You can go through there and then register through that page. Okay, you can play around with the system for a little bit, and then start building your marketing images, your marketing plan, and go from there. We've had a great fun working with it. There's even more that we want to come out with. So yeah, we're having fun. Okay. All right, so at this point, I know some of you are going to have to leave, and if you do, that's fine. However, we're going to open it up to any questions. Now, everybody is muted right now, and I'm thinking that maybe we should just keep the mute on, but if you want to go into your chat section, you can actually post questions, and then we'll be able to answer them. Okay, but at this point, that'll end the webinar. So thank you very much, Mitch, for being with us today and presenting. That's awesome. Chris was not able to join us today. Barry, thank you very much for getting us involved. And for the rest of you that might have to leave, we hope to hear from you. And Mitch and I will just hang around here for a little bit and answer any questions. Mitch, anything else on your side?
No, I just want everybody to know that sometimes the setting up of the send out card system is what's daunting. You know, people worry about that. Valerie and I offer some time, like if you decide to become a customer or whatever with Sendo cards, we offer some time to train, basically show you different, you know, aspects or whatever, but also help with the contact management system. So help you upload your contacts and that kind of stuff, create groups, whatever that is. So just so you know that you're not on your own, we're here to help. Okay?
Sounds good. Okay, so we've got a couple of questions coming in. I'll just run through these. First one is Paul. If you feel comfortable sharing, can you please tell us how many deals per year you do and how many you would attribute to Sendo Cards relationship management system? Okay, so here's my position. Although I am a licensed realtor, I actually don't push my real estate business anymore because I own Pivotal Aging Innovations. So my time is spent building relationships, professional relationships, building the training programs with some of our key partners for the ASA, Master ASA, SMP. I work with seniorcareaccess.com. So I do a lot of business development for the company. And I transitioned out of real estate into my pivotal position. So I can't really answer that question for you, but I can tell you this. When I posted the slide about failure, that was me. I was easily 135,000 a year agent. We even got up to 200,000 a year. But then circumstances in my life changed where my father became ill and I started this whole senior transition portion. I was not using Send Out Cards at that time. So Send Out Cards has now come to me again and said, listen, here's an opportunity. We can work on this. And once it was explained to me and I understood what I just shared with you, because those are my personal experiences, that's where the benefit came. So for me to answer that question, I can say for last year, I can attribute 4 deals that I did directly to Send Out Cards in maintaining a relationship that I had dropped earlier. Okay. So not big numbers for me, but my position is different. If I was still an active realtor like you guys are, I now understand how to use this. I'd be blowing this out of the water. Okay. Another question is, for open houses, do you go into Geo Warehouse and get 100 names and addresses one by one, put it into Excel and transfer to Send Out Cards? Yes, you need to do it one by one because Geo Warehouse identifies the content one property at a time. So perhaps the question is, how can we do that faster, right? If you are a farmer, you should be doing this anyway because you should be getting as much information about your neighborhood, your street, your community as you can. So when we were doing our farming, I had binders worth. Each street had a binder, and I printed out each property from Geo Warehouse, which identified all the information that it has on it. And any time that I communicated with a resident, I added notes to their file within that binder. And within a year, we would identify how many touch points we had, what the conversations were about, who didn't want us to talk to them anymore, who might be moving, who might know of somebody moving into the neighborhood. So we use that information to build our farming. Send Out Cards would help you in being able to do that. So to answer your question, yes, you need to get 100 names and addresses one by one. And you would put them into Excel, or you can just enter them directly into Send Out Cards. But if you already have a CRM program, I would enter that information into the CRM and then upload to Send Out Cards or download to Send Out Cards. Okay, hopefully that answered that question. Another one was, I love the ideas for using Geo Warehouse. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you. Great information. Can we have the system automatically send out birthday cards each year? Is that part of the no monthly fee plan? Mitch, I'll let you answer on that. I think the answer is no.
No, it's not part of the free plan because the free plan doesn't include the relationship management system. So it doesn't include the CRM portion. So where you can put birthday, you can't save birthdays and all that kind of stuff in there. So the system would not be able to do that for you. No. It wouldn't send birthday count, like the system would have to be reset every year per se. So if you say send, because you got to go in and create the birthday card and send and tell the system to send the birthday card. So you'd have to do that once a year if you were on the 17 and above.
Right. Really anything for free probably isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if it's free, then it's free for a reason. So, and I've been there, guys, as a realtor, yeah, I want it for free as well because I'm bigger, better, and more special than everybody else. The reality is business is business. And and I mentioned that in one of the slides, if you don't want to do it, that's okay. We're just presenting you the information and the opportunity, which leads to this final question, or there may be more, but here's the last question that's come up. I quickly Googled send out cards and got mixed information about the company, sometimes about a pyramid scheme and that the real purpose of the company is to get other users under you, not really to use the system. I am looking at the system as an end user only. Am I required to sell the system to other realtors or can I just use it for myself? Excellent question.
That's
Mitch,
my favorite question.
maybe I can answer it first.
Go ahead.
All right. About 10 years ago when I was first introduced to send out cards, at that time I was involved in multi-level marketing programs. Every MLM program is identified as a pyramid or as a scheme. I'm not going to get into that conversation because that's not a true statement, but that's the public perception of it. However, at the time, I wasn't interested in send out cards as a multi-level marketing program because I just wasn't into cards. So it wasn't a thing that I would get involved in. Now that send out cards has now come back to us and we've been able to dissect it, it is still a multi-level marketing program, but you are not required to do anything with that portion. What we've dissected out of this is an opportunity of how to use it within your industry. Okay, so the other quick answer is you're going to come in under Pivotal Cards, under Chris and Paul. You are coming in under us because you can only have access to the program if you come in under someone. But you are not required to go and send out cards. You don't need to do presentations. All you need to do is just use the cards for your business. That's all. Okay. Mitch, was that fair?
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's a clear divide between customers and distributors within send out cards, and you don't have to get involved in the business portion at all. So exactly what you said. You can be a customer and a customer only, and that's it.
Awesome. So she continues to ask, okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. It sounds like an invaluable program and I can't wait to sign up. Last question. Does it still make sense with the US dollar exchange rate and shipping the cards from the US to Canada?
So the postage so first of all, with the exchange rate, we're still less expensive than you going to buy a card anywhere else, especially because you can personalize the cards.
Right.
So you can't go anywhere else. And so what we're called is a print on demand company. If you go to any other company, you can order maybe 100 cards and put a picture on it, but they all have the same picture. Send out cards gives you the ability to be able to put one picture and send one card. Okay, so that puts us aside from everybody else. Even with the exchange rate, we're still less expensive. You can't go to Hallmark or anybody and buy a card like that. The cards are then shipped to Canada and then put Canadian postage. So we're paying Canadian postage and shipping on all the stuff. We're not paying US shipping on them, if that makes sense. Everything's shipped to Canada within send out cards in bulk within 24 hours, and it's sent within Canada. So for example, the brownies are very popular. I took a box of brownies and went to Canada Post and said, can you ship this for me? And I was paying the exact same price that I was paying with send out cards. It seems a little, different because of the exchange, but after I did the whole exchange, I was paying the exact same price that Canada Post was charging me to ship that within Canada.
Mm-hmm. So I'll add some more to that. So we're on the $97 plan. I can easily go up to the $147 plan, but with the techniques that I shared with you today, we're comfortable to stay at the $97. I think with the exchange, I think my bill was at 127 or 137 Canadian a month, something like that. So it's $140 a month Canadian to have that monthly plan. Okay, but the screen that I'm showing you again here is I cannot go to a card store, even the dollar store for that matter, and buy 100 cards at $1 each, still pay postage. It's going to cost me more to send out just those 100 cards. It's going to cost me over $200 just to do that one event. So for $137 or $140 Canadian, if you use this the way we've shown you, you can use this at no additional cost to your $97 a month. Okay, and it's personalized. That's the trick for me. Is I'm very pragmatic, so I don't want to discourage you from using the cards on the system. But if I'm going to send a card out, I want you to know that that card meant something that I'm sending out to you specifically. And that's why I use my own images. I do selfies all the time for this purpose. I'm always taking photos when I'm out and about. I live in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and I've got a ton of pictures of the beautiful landscapes that we have, and I would be using those within my marketing as I move along. So I'm an avid photographer, so I keep photos for purposes of advertising so that it's always different from everybody else. If you don't have the time and you just want to use the regular stuff that's on the site, that's what it's there for, to make it easier and quicker for you. But I can literally take a picture on my phone, stand there, open up the app, go through it, get the person that I just took a selfie with, I can get their address, and I can send a card out to them within 5 minutes. Okay, which is hilarious, because then I would get a phone call later and, hey, Paul, yeah, I got that picture. Oh my God, it was great. Okay. And we're using this on a professional business to business level right now. After I've met with a business owner or a service provider, we will take that selfie, or I'll take another image of something that had taken place during that meeting, and I will send them a card. Thank you very much for meeting. Looking forward to our next meeting of whatever that date is. Okay, so it's a great tool if you know how to use it. Okay. Okay, we got some more questions coming in. That makes sense. How do we sign up? Is there a link? Okay, so let me just go back here. So if you go to pivotalcards.ca, that's where you sign up. Okay, so just go to pivotalcards.ca and you'll see the sign up form. Mitch, where is it on that page?
It's just on that here. I'll show you guys. You want to stop your share real quick?
Sure. Give me a second. Go for it.
So here's the landing page. So you just go, I think it's all the way to the bottom here, and you just select the plan that you want.
Right.
And then you fill out all the appropriate information.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just pick the one that you want.
Yep.
And you can, Mitch, just confirm this for me. You can flip between programs, between,
Yep.
right? So,
So
if
the
you want to
programs-
try the enhanced first, or if you want to try the basic first,
Yep.
see how it goes, and then move up to enhanced.
Yep.
But in doing my research, the $97 one made more sense to me because it gave me the flexibility to do what I wanted.
Yeah, so it runs month to month. I mean, it will automatically bill your credit card.
Yeah.
Like if you signed up today, today's the 2nd. So on the 2nd of the next month, it will bill you automatically, but you have all month to go in and cancel it if you want.
Yeah.
And then it's not billing you the next month. It runs month to month per se. So if you're on the, 97 and you decide to cancel, you can still use the 97 up to, December 2nd kind of thing.
Right. Okay, so that answered one of the questions about monthly minimums.
Mhm.
Question was, I see the monthly rate. Is there a minimum monthly commitment, or can you go month to month? All right, so you can go month to month, and you can cancel anytime, right?
Yep, there's no
Yeah.
contract.
Perfect. Another comment is, I've experienced receiving the cards from a mortgage broker that I referred to, and it's a fantastic experience being the recipient. Thank you very much. It is so true. In fact, I'll share this story with you. I posted a photo from a trip that I did in Vegas. Again, I'm an avid photographer. So I did the Bellagio fountain with the Eiffel Tower lit up at nighttime behind Bellagio fountain. So I had a clear view of the fountain in full display and the Eiffel Tower at nighttime. All right. So it was a fantastic picture. I posted it on Facebook. This gentleman who I do business with scraped the photo and sent me a send out card. It's got to be 8 years old. And I've kept that card. It is literally tucked into the picture frame here in my office. I see it every day. Right. And that goes back to that sticky factor. Okay. If you take a picture and it happens to be the couple and their children, chances are they're not going to throw it out. And if anybody asks, oh, where'd you get the picture from? Right? Even if they forgot your name right off the bat, all your stuff is on the back of the card. Oh my God, that's so nice. My realtor never sent me anything like that. Wah, wah, wah. Right? Okay. So really it's another tool in your toolbox to use, but it's not general marketing. You can use it for general marketing, like we talked about for farming, but it's really more to strengthen the relationships that you have. And guys, as a realtor, I'm telling you, I failed. Chris used to pound this into me, but I didn't see it. The people that you know and love you and that have experienced you, they actually do want to stay in contact with you. They may not want your services every time you contact them, but they want to know that you're there when they need you. And that's a key factor that you can't put a value on when you're contemplating marketing. Okay. So, putting your ads in the newspaper and all the magazines, and I get that. I totally get it. But here, what you're doing is you're giving somebody a hug, giving them a long distance hug, and they're going to remember it. Okay. Okay, I think all the questions have stopped coming in. So if there is no more, once again, Mitch, thank you very much for joining. We'll probably do a few more of these in the coming months. And if you know of anybody else that's interested, by all means, have them reach out to Mitch or just head them over to pivotalcards.ca and they can sign up from there. Okay. All right. Anything else? Mitch, you're good?
I'm good.
Awesome. Okay. Enjoy BC. And I was out in Golden last year. We were in Golden. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so beautiful here. You should go to my Facebook and look at the pictures I posted yesterday. It's just amazing.
Awesome. I will. Okay. Everybody is saying thank you very much and have a fantastic day. So thank you, everyone. And we'll catch you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.